If you keep doing what you've always done, why would you ever expect anything to change? My friends, 10 to 15 minutes a day, that is all we ask. Practice with us each and every day. You have to get in the market every day. I'm a firm believer of this in order to learn the nuances of the charts that you are tracking. And of course, what do we do for you every day? We bring you into the charts. We talk about what is going on. We track everything on a daily basis. We update you as to what the probabilities are of the continued movement, of changes in movement, all those things. And you take that information, you listen to what we have to teach you, and then you use that to help find your way in the market, to improve your skill set, and to become a successful trader. I'm going to put at the end of today's video the information we have on fractional trading, and be sure to sign up at chartingwealth.com so every day you get one of our training videos that will add to your knowledge. Now, let's jump into the charts. Do realize that this trade execution summary grid that we go over with you, we publish that every day. It's in your show notes that we email to you in an email along with the video every day. Sign up for free at chartingwealth.com. We don't spam that list. We don't share that list. We simply send you the email with the information each and every day. Let's jump into the S&P 500 first. By the way, everything up for the day except Bitcoin. So let's look at where we are on the S&P. We're up 0.39%. Now we see where we had the high 2 weeks ago. It was 594.50. Last week, 595.54. This week, the high so far, 593.20. So we've not hit the high of the two prior weeks. We have okay volume. And again, this is a shortened trading week. We only have one more day to go. So again, it was only 4 days instead of 5. And the volume's all right, but it's not going to get up there to average volume. It doesn't look like. And again, as we look at things, we do seem to see a slowing here. Now, we're still 75% bullish, and we've got a 75% back test accuracy. And as we look at where we closed yesterday on the 29th with the S&P 500, again, we told you we were 75% bullish today with a 75% back test accuracy. And of course, we went up. And we still see some up move left, but I am again a little bit trepidatious. We had a big strong climb. We can see on the 2-day chart where we got a spinning top back on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 20th, 21st of May. Then we saw a 2-day drop. Then we had another spinning top, and it's nice to see for the Thursday as we go into Friday. We still have 1 day left. Not a whole lot of volume there, about halfway, but it might make it up to average. It's been average for the last, 3 2-day candles, so 6 days. We'll see if we get up there, and we are climbing in the right direction. It is important to note that we're above the weekly trend line, of course, on the weekly chart and the 2-day and the half-day. We can see where things popped up in the morning, pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. Volume decreased in the afternoon. It wasn't as high in the morning as it was all day yesterday. So again, volume slowing down on Thursday. So keep your eye on things. This is where we are on the NASDAQ 100. Now, unlike the S&P, we can see that 2 weeks ago, the high was 521.93. Last week, 523. This week, 526. So we are moving up nicer and higher. We have a 70% bullish directional probability over the next 5+ days. Our backtest accuracy is 70%. And again, moving in the right direction. We can see market had a little bit of a pullback. That was on the Thursday, Friday of last week. And then as we've gone into this week, first 2 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, because of course we were closed Memorial Day holiday on Monday in the States. And then Thursday, moving up. We can see on the half day, up in the morning, pulled back some in the afternoon. Decent volume in the morning, a little lower in the afternoon. But again, things moving in the right direction. We are still bullish on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. If you've been riding this one with us the whole time, since we had the weekly vertical crossover going up, we are still in and still hoping to see things continue to move. We're above the 2-day trend line and above, on the 2-day chart, we're above the weekly trend line on the 2-day and the half-day, quite handily. Now, let's move to where we are with U.S. government bonds. They were up today 0.93%. We are still bearish on them, but again, they are moving up, and we did see just a little bit of a penetration in the morning, and touched it in the morning, penetrated a little bit. In the afternoon, volume is low, though, on that half-day chart. On the 2-day, sitting right there on it, we're paying close attention to see if it breaches it. We are seeing a red doji, could be a green doji tomorrow on the weekly chart. Again, not a whole lot, volume's not up to average, but again, this is a shortened trading week, so we are paying attention. Have bonds reached their bottom? Let's see what happens tomorrow. Things may be turning around. Bonds may be hitting a bottom. Of course, we had lots of volume last week with finding that interim low, so this could be a turnaround. We'll continue to keep our eye on things. Right now, we're still 80% bearish with an 85% back test accuracy, but I am paying attention to what I see in the candles. It's not all about math, is it? If it were, the computers would do everything. Let's move now to gold, up 0.59%. We were bullish yesterday on gold, remain bullish today, 75% bullish directional probability over the next 5 days, a 75% back test accuracy. And as we look at gold, it hit its most recent high all the way back on that week beginning the 21st of April, and we've seen it slipping sideways down a little bit 2 weeks ago, green spinning top last week, trying to move up this week, but not reaching that prior high. It is up today. We're still bullish on gold. Of course, we are cautious and paying attention. Hard to get much of a trend line here, but what trend line we do have on the weekly chart, we are above it on the 2-day and the half-day. That's good to see. So we're staying bullish on gold. What about Bitcoin? We are bullish on Bitcoin. We've been about that 75% bullish up move for the last many, many days, but we do see our first red 2-day candle, at least first day of the latest 2-day candle, first red one we've seen in a while. Now, I've told you, as Bitcoin has hit these higher highs, at some point, what happens? Everything that goes up comes down. People start to take some profits. They start to sell off. Bitcoin starts to pull back. We can see 2 days of down movement, still above that weekly trend line, still above it on both the 2-day and the half-day, but getting closer. So do pay attention. We've not hit the high of last week yet this week. We may very well not do that. Bitcoin down just a little bit for the day for Bitcoin, 1.22%. But we are keeping our eyes on things, still bullish because of what? Well, the 2-day still strong and the half and the weekly particularly still strong. But we're seeing some cracks in the armor. That is where we are, my friends. So appreciate you being with us. We love to hear from you each and every day. How do you reach out to us? cw@chartingwealth.com. If you appreciate what we do, of course, we have a Patreon channel. The things you tend to support tend to stay around. If you get a lot from our content, then of course, support us, help back us up. First thing you'll get when you become a Patreon member at any of the 3 levels is you'll get my book, 3-Wave Trading Advantage. Only way you can buy it, you can get it, is to become a Patreon member. It's a great book. I've got nothing but compliments on it. It explains our 3-wave trading, which is, of course, the weekly 2-day 195-minute chart, which is an actual half-day chart. It's not 4 hours. Market's not open 8 hours, open from 9:30 to 4. So again, you need a chart that really performs. And these 3 perform in sync, in unison, wonderfully together. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.